Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Transportation. We now know the government only got 2 bidders for the Eglinton Crosstown public-private partnership. Just, Mr. Speaker, 2. With only 2 giant consortia bidding, taxpayers are going to pay more. That's inevitable. In fact, last year, the Construction and Design Alliance of Ontario said the government was about to overpay by $500 million for the Eglinton Crosstown P3 alone. These same warnings came from ATU 113, Amalgamated Transit Union, the TTC, and experts in the American Public Transit Association as well. So, with the contract about to be signed, how much, in fact, will the government overpay for the Eglinton Crosstown mega contract?
Minister of Transportation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the member from Parkdale High Park for that question. You know, the Eglinton Crosstown LRT project is one of the most exciting projects that our government has in our lineup. As the member there knows, there is already work that's underway. Speaker, it's important to put this project in terms of its scope and its importance in context. The Eglinton Crosstown LRT will run about 19 kilometres through Midtown Toronto, 25 stations and stops. The province of Ontario, because of the leadership of our Premier and this government, is investing $5.3 billion in this project, Speaker. Speaker, this means that the Eglinton Crosstown LRT is the largest public transit project in more than half a century here in the province of Ontario. And that work is taking place in communities represented by people like my parliamentary assistant, the member from Eglinton Lawrence, our new member from Davenport, and others. It's going to provide positive results because of the leadership that we are showing on this side and the importance that we understand or that we assign to building Ontario up. Thanks, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So with public-private partnerships, the public is kept in the dark, as the minister knows, while the important decisions are actually made. We don't find out about surprises like a $500 million overrun in costs or dirty diesel trains until it's way too late. We know the plans for the Eglinton Crosstown have changed. There's no question about that. Kennedy Station might need to be moved, and there will be complicated conversations and connections with TTC bus and subway lines and TTC itself. We don't know if expensive change orders will be needed. The public is completely in the dark, Mr. Speaker. Instead of negotiating the final plans for Eglinton behind closed doors with private contractors, will the government publicly disclose the contract requirements so we can know exactly what we are paying billions for?
Thank you. Minister of Transportation.
Well, Speaker, I think it's important for me to say, and this is being said by the Premier, it's being said by others on this side of the House, this is in keeping, Speaker, with the unfortunate mythology that this member and that caucus continues to spin about how our government moves forward with important transit and transportation infrastructure. The member speaks about the impact this is having on people and whether they know transparently about what's happening. Speaker, in fact, my own in-laws live a stone's throw away from where this Eglinton Crosstown LRT will be built, in the neighbourhood of Dufferin and Eglinton. When I see them on a regular basis, they are excited. They are thrilled because a part of their neighbourhood will be built up over the next number of years, Speaker. That's the kind of transparency that we're delivering. That's the kind of positive results that we're delivering. And, Speaker, it's important to note that over the last number of months, at every opportunity when our government has provided a plan to the people, be it in the budget, in an election platform, or in the second version of the budget, that member and that party have voted to stop public transit investments, and that, Speaker, is a shame.